You're home alone. No TV, no phone, no music. And then you hear someone call your name.
Michael.
You freeze. You look around. Nobody is there. But here's the creepy part. What if I told you this happens to millions of people, and most of them aren't crazy? So why does your brain make sounds that don't exist? Why do footsteps appear in empty rooms? Why do whispers seem to come from nowhere? And why does being alone make it happen more often? The answer is way stranger than you think. Let's find out. Imagine this. It's 2 a.m. You're lying in bed. Everything is silent. And then, knock. Was that the door? You sit up. Listen carefully. Nothing. A few minutes later, knock. Again. Now your heart is racing. Because obviously your brain chooses bedtime to become a horror movie director. But here's the thing. Many of these sounds are completely real. Just not what you think they are. Your house is constantly making noise. Wood expands, walls shift, pipes move, furniture settles, even tiny temperature changes can create sounds. That creepy footstep upstairs, it might literally be your house stretching. But this gets even stranger because sometimes the sound isn't real at all. Now let's talk about something called auditory hallucinations. Before you panic, no, this doesn't automatically mean mental illness, not even close. Researchers have found that perfectly healthy people can occasionally hear sounds that aren't there. A voice, a knock, a phone ringing, even someone saying their name. In fact, hearing your name is one of the most common experiences. Why? Because your brain is obsessed with your name. It's basically your personal emergency alert system. So when your brain hears random noise, it sometimes makes a guess. And that guess becomes,
Michael.
Hey, was somebody calling me? Your brain literally fills in missing information, kind of like autocorrect, except much creepier. But now we get to the weird part. Why does it happen more when you're alone? Because your brain hates empty space. Think about it. Every second, your brain tries to predict what's happening around you. Normally, there are people talking, cars outside, phones buzzing, dogs barking, information everywhere. But when you're alone and everything becomes quiet, your brain starts searching for signals. Any signals. Even ones that don't exist. It's like being in a dark room. Eventually, your eyes start playing tricks on you. The same thing can happen with your ears. Silence can actually make your brain more sensitive, and sometimes too sensitive. Now, let's talk about a phenomenon that has terrified people for centuries. Hearing whispers. You're sitting alone, and suddenly it sounds like someone just spoke. Not clearly, just enough to make you turn around. Nothing. Nobody. Just silence. Scientists think this happens because the human brain is designed to detect voices, and it's ridiculously good at it. Actually, too good. Your brain can find faces in clouds, animals in shadows, and voices in random noise. This is called pattern recognition. Your brain would rather make a false alarm than miss a real threat, because thousands of years ago, missing a real threat could get you eaten, which is slightly worse than being embarrassed by a fake whisper. But wait, what about hearing music? Because yes, that happens too. Some people hear songs that aren't playing, entire melodies, pieces of familiar music, even choirs. Imagine your favorite song getting stuck in your head. Now imagine your brain accidentally turning the volume up. That's basically what can happen. But the next part is somehow even stranger. Have you ever heard your phone vibrate only to discover it never vibrated at all? Welcome to the club. Millions of people experience this. It's called phantom vibration syndrome. Your brain becomes so trained to expect notifications that it starts creating them. No message. But still nothing. Congratulations, your brain subscribed to its own notification service. But this reveals something important. Your brain doesn't simply hear reality, it predicts reality. And sometimes, its predictions are wrong. Now, raise the stakes. Sleep deprivation. This is where things get wild. When you're exhausted, your brain starts making mistakes. Small mistakes at first, then bigger ones. People who stay awake too long can hear voices, footsteps, knocking, even conversations. And these experiences can feel incredibly real because the brain's security filter becomes weaker. Imagine a security guard falling asleep on the job. Suddenly, weird things start getting through. That's what happens inside your head. Which is why that strange sound you heard at 3 a.m. might have less to do with ghosts and more to do with the fact you slept 4 hours. Now for the biggest reveal. So why do you hear things when you're alone? Usually because your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's searching for patterns, predicting sounds, filling in gaps, looking for voices, looking for danger, trying to understand the world around you. Most of the time, the strange sounds aren't proof that something is watching you. They're proof that your brain never stops working, not even in silence. And the truly weird part, the thing you're most afraid of hearing may actually be created by the very thing trying to protect you, your own mind. So the next time you're alone and you hear a faint sound, a whisper, a knock, or someone calling your name, don't panic. Look around. Take a breath. And remember, sometimes the scariest mysteries don't come from the darkness around us, they come from the incredible machine inside our heads. But now I'm curious, have you ever heard something when nobody was there? Tell me in the comments, and who knows, maybe your story is even stranger than this one. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and stick around, because the next mystery is somehow even crazier. And trust me, you won't want to hear it alone. I see.